No shouting, chat. I'm trying to listen.
The shipment? Where is it?
On its way as we speak.
Absolutely deserved, dude. Absolutely deserved. Animal cruelty. Get out of here. It's so loud. Is it too loud? I'll turn it down. I'm so happy to see that, by the way. Guys, am I supposed to know what those crystals are? Because I have no idea what they are. Am I supposed to know? What are those crystals? No?
And the devices?
Don't worry. I found the perfect crew for the job.
Oh no, dude.
Excellent.
I love the pirate, man.
Pity. Such power wasted on such ignorant minds.
Well, once this is over, we can do the world a favor and raise this district to the ground.
Huh? Cool toy. Check mine out.
Guards!
I'm so excited to play this. Pyke is such a cool character, dude.
Such power wasted on such ignorant minds.
Oh, sorry, that's Echo. Sorry, Echo. I meant Echo, chat. I meant Echo, chat. Echo's a really cool character. I played him on League of Legends. Listen, I'm bound to make these misplays with the names. You got to give me a break. You guys know I suck at names. Echo's a really cool character, though he doesn't have this ability in What is that ability, chat? He doesn't have that in League of Legends. That's his W. That's his stun. All right, listen. I played 2 games of Echo. That thing takes like 20 seconds to activate. It literally takes like 20 seconds to activate, chat. I was scammed. I was scammed in League of Legends. You cast that thing, it takes like 20 seconds.
Round.
Look at this.
Huh? Cool toy. Check mine out.
Guards!
Watch. 1 Mississippi. 2... No, not even close. Not even. 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 9-second stun. That's why I didn't recognize it. It looked like a very different ability here.
Such power wasted on such ignorant minds.
I mean, it's a really cool scene. I love this scene here.
Well, once this is over, we can do the world a favor and raise this district to the ground.
Huh? Cool toy. Check mine out.
Guards!
Pity. Such power wasted on such ignorant minds.
I'll be honest, I think he's one of my favorite characters in the entire League of Legends universe, just from like a combat style perspective. I think it's such a cool character. New keyword lurk. When you attack while I'm on top of your deck, I lurk, granting lurker allies everywhere, +1/+0. Max once per round. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I like the max once per round. Maybe Blade Dance would be a little bit OP with that, with stuff like Azir. Like, maybe you would just be able to throw this into an Azir deck and be like, hey, look at that. But I don't know. I kind of don't like the max once per round. It's a bit limiting of a factor. But that said, I haven't seen all the lurker allies. Maybe they're too strong.
Riot added another way for Grap to miss Allegiance Pog. They know the lore Twitch meta is to increase Graps, missed Allegiance per turn, or MAPT.
Alright, dude. Alright. Oh boy, dude. Oh my lord. Great. I don't know why Riot does this to me. Anyway, you can predict to get this off. You can use the Bone Skewer to get this off. It's a cool concept. It's a 1 mana 1/1 that when it attacks, it could be a 2/1 with Fearsome. So it can't get chump blocked on turn 1. So there is something to be said about fearsome 1-drops. There's almost no unit that can block it except for the 3/1 from Shurima. And that unit doesn't see play. So this is pretty much guaranteed 1 damage turn 1 unless it gets Thermode. And even then, it might be guaranteed 2 damage on turn 1. It can't lurk on turn 1. Why? You play this on turn 1, you attack with it. If you have another lurk unit on the top of your deck, all lurkers, including this one, get +1 attack. So you can definitely, as long as your top card is a lurk unit. This might hit for 2 on... Like, I'm assuming lurk units are going to be aggro decks. Because it's only attack. It doesn't make any sense for control because you get no... Like, if this was gaining HP, things would be very different, but it's not. So, this might be a new aggro archetype. And I believe that to be the case. No more aggro decks. Listen, I think the entire point of Shurima was to make more aggro decks. Guys, do you guys remember before Shurima what we were dealing with? We were literally in a Targon meta where it was impossible to be aggro. It was literally impossible to be an aggro deck in the Targon meta. With all the healing. All the ways to defeat aggro. Like, aggro decks did not exist in Targon meta. So, it's Shurima's time to shine as an aggro deck time. I mean, aggro players are happy. I know we're a little bit less, but...
Precious pet that gives half the deck +1/+0.
Almost, yes. If you play a lurker deck. So I think this is a pretty good card if the lurker archetype makes sense to do. But they have to be fearsome. To an extent. They need something like this or overwhelm. Otherwise, 1 HP is just not going to do it. But this is a 1-drop, so I like it. I like the idea behind it. Let's see what other cards we have in the lurker category. Lurk. 2 mana 0/2. No fearsome, no overwhelm, and it's Bilgewater. So we know Bilgewater can play aggro. We know that to be true. Now, what does it mean I start a free attack? Does that mean this guy just attacks on his own? I'm assuming that's the case. He just attacks on his own. And you don't lose a rally. I don't see the appeal. Procs MF, that's a very good point. It does proc MF. I just don't see the appeal, though, other than that. MF Azir proc, yeah. And actually, it fits in the MF Azir archetype, because Azir MF is almost not that... I mean... Maybe? I mean, no, there's no MF Azir archetype. What am I saying? I was thinking MF Aurelia, MF Blade Dance. There is no MF Azir. Sorry, Chad, I messed that up. What does this really do? What is this? I mean, it's good with MF, we know that. Is it good with MF Aurelia? I don't know. Does it attack with other lurkers? No, I don't think so. That would be a really cool idea, but I don't think it does. I mean, for a lurker deck to work, you're going to need a lot of lurker units, ideally. Because I can't see Predict being that great in a lurker deck. Because most Predict cards are not aggro cards. And I feel like this wants to be aggro. So, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what to think of this card, per se. Like, this card is just so much better. This card has to activate something. So right now we see it activating Misfortune. You think Pyke's level up is going to be lurk for sure? Okay, that's good to know. I don't know. I can't really tell you what... Like, on its own right now, how good is a 2 mana activate both Misfortune or Azir? How good is that? Like, I'm comparing this to the Blade Dance card. That's a 2/1 for 2. That's what I'm comparing it with, right? Like, we already have Ribbon Dancer. It's a 2/1, Blade Dance 1 on play. Now, here's something interesting to think about. I just realized that I might be a papaya here. Something I've not considered is the fact that this can activate Lurk twice.
Wouldn't the new Shurima champ be Lurker?
Oh, once per turn. Yeah, you're right. So then what's the point? You need to read 3 words. Yes, I'm aware, Con. I'm aware. It's just once per turn. Damn. I'm not sold on this card. I think this card is actually really good in a lot of ways. Especially if you're playing it in Bilgewater. Like, if Lurker is a Bilgewater Shurima thing, this is even better. Because this is one of the best Plunder activators I've seen in a long time. 1 mana cost it can Plunder is very strong. Because it has Fearsome. And it can't be blocked early game. So, 1 HP is bad. Not for a 1-drop, necessarily. And this can be a 2-1 quite often. I like it. I do like it. I think this is pretty cool. If it's playing with Rummage. Sure. I like this card. This one here, I'm not a fan. I don't think this looks good. But then again, I cannot make a really strong opinion on it because I have not seen the rest of the cards. I got to see where it ties in. I got to see the entire Lurker package. So, it's a better 1-2. No, it's not, because it might be a 0-2. What's the guarantee that you're going to have a Lurk activate by mana 2? How often is this a 0-2? Seriously. And a 0-2 on 2 sucks. It literally loses the game. Secondly, you had no time to really...
It's a 1-drop that you don't want in hand on turn 1, though. Since Lurk only activates when you attack with a Lurker on top of your drop pile.
Who's to say you don't have a Lurker in your drop pile? You drop this on 1, you attack, and you have a Lurker on your drop pile. If your deck is full of Lurk, I don't see why you wouldn't have it. Another problem with this is you had no time to predict or put anything onto your top deck, which means you play Snapjaw Swarm, it auto-attacks, you have no choice on this, and your opponent blocks with a 2-1, it dies being a 0-2. That's very difficult. Like, I don't know. The only synergy I see is with Misfortune. That's kind of cool. It's really a cool Misfortune activator. 2 mana rally, almost. Not really rally, but 2 mana activate Misfortune's thing. Don't play it on 2. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Con. This is a turn 4, turn 5 play. With Misfortune. Like, without Misfortune, is it good? I don't know. I don't see it. It doesn't have Fearsome. It doesn't have any stats other than that. I don't know. It's the Lurk on defense. Lurk on defense. Yeah, maybe.
Like getting Nexus damage on def turns for GP or SEJ. Snapjaw Swarm can trigger Lurk on defense turns.
Yeah, but here's the problem. That only works if you have like a Misfortune. Otherwise, this is just going to get chump blocked because of the stats. And it's quite often going to be a 0-2 anyway unless you predicted for it. And I don't even know if you want to play that much Predict in Lurker decks. Because Predicts tend to be slow. I don't know, man. It's really hard to say. I could see this being something like a Misfortune Gangplank. That makes sense. I don't think Sejuani because I feel like if Lurkers are Shurima, you can't fit Sejuani. I think you have to play both regions. There might not be enough Lurkers in the game to make a Lurker deck by just going one of the two. Overall, maybe it sees play. I need to see the other lure cards. Maybe it sees play in something like a Misfortune Gangplank aggro Lurk. Because Misfortune Gangplank's a thing already. Like, the deck exists. It's not that bad. Yeah, Rallying Pirate aggro. Like, this might be a Pirate aggro edition. So, interesting card. I'm not sure yet what I think about it, but it's interesting for sure. Alright. Last but not least, the funnest card we've seen. The one card I'm excited for. Fallen Feline. First of all, you can tell that the devs actually very accurately studied the way cats fall. How do cats fall? You throw them in the air. The first thing they do is turn their face towards the direction they're falling in. So it's already making a turn. The body's going to follow next. Cats always fall on their feet. So this is not a free fall that you're seeing. You're seeing the first half a second of it falling. It's already making the turn. It has its paws ready, and the body's going to flip over in a second. The cat is Rengar when he's a kitten. So, very good display of cat fall mechanics in the art. I'm impressed. Next thing, what does the card do? It is a 1-mana 2-1, so it has pretty good stats already. When I'm summoned, create a Hexite crystal in the bottom 10 cards of your deck. And this card is OP, if you draw it. If you see me in prediction, draw me. Very cool already. Deal 2 to enemies and the enemy nexus. Super powerful. This has to be in a predict deck, though. Or a very heavy draw deck. But even then, how often do you... No, it has to be predict. Almost.
Are you ready for the next meta, Fallen Feline and Kahiri?
Listen, I'm staying away from Kahiri. Karina predict deck. You can just slot it in. TF Fizz, though. Yeah, but does TF Fizz get to the bottom 10 cards? And do you want to play Fallen Feline on 1? 30 cards without losing or winning? Throw other win cons? Exactly, Con. That's my point. It has to be in a very draw-heavy deck. But what deck really draws to the bottom 10 cards before winning or losing? Even TF Fizz doesn't consistently get like to the... Because keep in mind, it's not getting through 30 cards. Like getting through 35, 36. It might be the last card in your deck. It doesn't work in toss decks because then you have to play this late game. Just to draw into this, this is not a game-winning card. You want to get this early. Like, on mana 10, nobody cares about this card. That's the problem. Mana 10, this is deal 2 to face with an avalanche, one way. It's strong, but the game is already... Like, people are already playing things like... I don't know. It's not strong enough for mana 10. You want to play this on, like, mana 4, mana 5. That's where it gets value. It's when you're fighting for the board that it gets value. Literally, Mystic Shot, everything. Yeah, but not for mana 10. It's broken on mana 5. Watch your counter. It is a way to put stuff back in your deck, I agree. That's kind of good for Watcher. Karma. It's cool with Karma. I think this has to be in Predict, though. I think you have to play it with Shurima.
Deck concept. Fallen Feline, Insightful Investigator, Hexcore Foundry,
Thought about it already,
counterfeit copies to use them on Fallen Feline. Run them with at least one Predict card, and then your whole deck will be shuffled and you will start freely drawing Hexite crystals.
Yes, but again, has to be with Shurima. You have to play Shurima with it. That's the point. Because Predict is Shurima. Zap Sprayfin can pull it. No, it can't. I just realized you're right. It's over, boys. Forget Shurima. Forget Predict. I'm not predicting anything. I hate Predict. This fits so well in Pirate Aggro chat. I'm sorry. Do you guys realize Pirate Aggro only runs Noxian Fervor? Well, imagine this instead of Noxian Fervor. You play this and Decimate. This is way scarier than Noxian Fervor, dude. It's one cheaper. It kills all of your opponent's annoying blockers. Pirate Aggro, PNZ. Yeah, Pirate Aggro, PNZ. That's kind of scary. What does Pirate Aggro run at the moment? It runs...
Countered by Nab?
It runs, Bilgewater and what? I forgot. What is the other color? What are the cards it's running for? Noxus. Yeah, Noxus. So, instead of Noxus, you're running this. You don't run Decimates, of course. What was in Noxus Pirate Aggro? Let me remember here. What do we have here? What were the important cards that made this work? Like, maybe it ran a few aggro cards from the early game. That's it, right? Like, it's not that important of a color. Demolitionist was one, sure. Maybe it played this. Maybe it played, It's not that important in Noxian Fervor and Decimate. Literally half the deck. Yeah, but I think you could replace that with PNZ. Isn't PNZ literally the other aggro color? Like, instead of that, what are you getting? You're getting yourself, where are they? You get yourself Boom Crew Rookie in exchange. You get yourself things like Mystic Shots or Get Excited. Like, this is also an aggro color. You can play Used Cask Salesman, for example. I could see this working out. Thermogenic Beam and you were playing a worse Easy Draven. No, that's not true, because you're playing for aggro here. You're playing for... This can theoretically activate both Gangplank and Misfortune. I like the idea. I do. Hexite Crystal, though, it's also a good reason to run Zillion, dude. Like, it's a good reason to run Zillion. It's one more thing to predict with Zillion. That's what I'm most excited. I know you guys are kick doubling me here. Listen. Listen. 1 into 2. That's game winning. And if it misses the prediction, you still shuffle this, right? You're shuffling this somewhere out of the bottom 10. No. Predicting control. This is a 2-mana one-way avalanche, chat. Forget about the Nexus. This is control. Through and through. And it's fast. It's amazing.
Just once, imagine playing Feline on turn 2, and seeing Bomb, Hexite Crystal and Kahiri on your first predict, and then still losing to Aurelia.
Well, let's get back to aggro pirates. Playing Zillion on 2, seeing Bomb, Hexite Crystal, and Kahiri. Losing to... First of all, Bomb is a... First of all, you're going to insta-draw Hex if that happens. It already gets drawn. Second of all, you get Bomb on top, you insta-won the game. The game's already over. What? How are you going to lose to Aurelia with that kind of hand? You have Hexite in hand, and you have Bomb in hand to kill off all their 1 HP units. That's an insta-win. I think we've covered this enough. We've talked about it. It's a really cool card. I'm very excited. This might make a new archetype. I'm excited. I really want to see what Lurker does once more cards are revealed. Overall, fun times. Listen, first of all, didn't they announce they were making a lot of changes to a lot of older cards? They said 2.11, they're going to change a lot of things. We might see buffs on quite a few cards, possibly. So, that means that maybe we're going to see a very fresh meta. It's possible. I'm actually just as excited to see the changes as I am to see the new cards. Almost as excited. Almost, not just as excited. Sunk cost buff? Maybe. We're not buffing sunk... Are you gonna tell me you're not gonna buff this either? Is that where we're just going? Are we just gonna leave Unworthy as being an unworthy card as well? Let me guess. This ain't getting buffed either to this point. Do you know why Unworthy? Do you know what Unworthy has in common with Sunk Cost? They both suck and are unplayable.